All right, plan tonight is more work on the Loremaster leveling because I got to 146, and as it turns out, the cat's kind of good now. So I'm gonna keep rolling. I still am using more or less my leftover and scavenged gear, so I've got a lot of big gaps in my actual leveling gear, at least until I get some more essences and I can use my crafting gear. Because this is a crafter, so I crafted gear with the mats I have and the materials the recipes I've learned. But I'm also waiting until I get essences on this character rather than plundering all of my kind of accumulated stuff from other characters and just straight gearing this character out kind of cheekily. I'm gonna go ahead and largely just use the stuff that I get on this character to gear them for a while. So I went and spent basically the ancient script as well as dropped traceries that I got from opening the boxes I had accumulated here to more or less build out my allies. I still don't have the runes to level the tracery slots very high because this character just does not have a lot of runes built up yet, but those will come in time. So in theory, and we'll see how much this holds true, I should be destroying things with the cat even more than I was last time. There aren't that many direct pet boosting traceries, so my LI isn't going to completely overpower the pet, but there are a few things that are going to boost him up. So he should be absolutely chewing through all these little beasties here. So the plan, at least as far as I've got so far, is I'm going to move this storyline, kind of the main Song of Waves and Wind story, through further. Maybe spend the first 45 minutes to an hour doing that, and then bounce back over into Umbar itself and go back to taking on the level 150 stuff. I should definitely be 147 by then, if not 148. And see just how much more a little bit of gear and some halfway built out legendaries make a difference to things like taking the crocs and the lions and such out by the Umbar hunting camp, because that's really what I'm curious about, is those nastier mobs, especially the signatures with their bleeds, how much this affects that. Okay, so let's see. I need to go all the way back to Kaibar at the other entrance now. I have helped out with the pest problem and checked in with the townsfolk of Lynn here to see what they want. And we're going to keep moving on. If I can keep from running into walls, that is. Alright, so Kaibar is not yet settled into his role at this part in the story here of dude in charge of things. He is still very much not yet the semi-competent Kaibar that we see later on. This is Kaibar who is not at all sure he wants to be here doing this. So we are helping him out, and now we're going to meet him at the old ruined lighthouse. And because this is still, like, we're just going through the area that Lynn here is 141, so moving up a little bit from the 140 areas, but still well beneath us. Gonna just keep right on with the skipping side quests and blowing through the story pieces in favor of moving into the higher level areas, because really ideally this character should not be doing side quests in King's Gondor at all at this point, just due to the level that I'm at. The whole intention is get to the Shield Isles, get to Umbar. So I'm doing a little bit of semi-speed running through these. And also, again, going through quests that I have done many times on other characters. So I'm not stopping to see the sights or anything, as it were. This is ground I have covered many times before. So I might not even do things like grabbing every single travel point, simply because I'm not going to come back here on this character.
Worse than I expected.
Okay, we examine his picture of the lighthouse. Kitty, will you please take care of the flies? Thank you. Good kitty.
Ah, thank you. The sketch is painful now, but I will keep it close.
Okay. And this quest is basically saying defeat 10 enemies on our way into Ringlow Vale. So I'm just going to ride due north and not stop and fight anything down in this area here, because we'll get at least slightly higher level mobs when we get into the next zone, and those mobs also count towards our kill 10 on the way to the next town. So again, gonna basically maximize what we get for the amount of time we have to stop and kill things. Not gonna stop and get the stable master here, because I don't plan on coming back here on this character. I'm just gonna be moving forward. And if I do come back here, which actually, tell a lie, I will come back here at some point in time on this character. The reason for that, though, is that all of these initial zone King's Gondor deeds are really efficient to do, the Slayer and Exploration deeds. So if you need to fill out some Virtue XP or get some Lotro points, they're pretty solid areas for deeding in. But when I do that, I'm going to basically just move through them directly, so I'm not too worried about being able to fast travel to that camp back there, for example. I'm just going to start in Lynn here and then go all the way straight through, killing my way travel point to complete the Slayer deeds. So now I'm in Ringlow Vale, which means we should start seeing 142s, I believe, when I get a little bit further up the road here. And ultimately, that's what I'd like to see if I can get, is get out of the 141s and at least into the 142s. Still 141s. What can you do? Yeah, worst comes to worst, I'll just stop and... yeah, I'll go ahead and just kill spiders and such here. Get my 10 kills and move on. If they don't want to give me higher level mobs, not going to argue with it because I'm not going to be here long enough for that to matter. And again, the cat is basically just chewing these signatures up. Granted, they're teals, but saw what he did against the crocs and such. So it isn't just a straight level difference thing. Right, so I just need a couple more enemies. Here's a deer, we'll take that. And one more, I got something up here. Here's a bear. And sorry bear, you are my last kill. So that is 10 kills done. On the way to our next town. So we are going to hit the southern entrance to town up here, where we'll meet back up with K-Bar and see how his progress is going. But again, we're not going to spend any time here.
So, you're back, K-Bar, now that Ethring doesn't need you.
Yep, everybody's very happy to see K-Bar show back up,
left us to make his
but
own way in the
already gone over that in previous times going through here. So here's K-Bar's mom's house.
She doesn't want to see you, K-Bar.
And there's a straight up nope denial.
May be right about me, but he is wrong about the king.
Check in with the other residents of town. They are going to confirm that nobody here is happy to see us come through, and the best thing we can do is just to leave. We get nothing but glares and suspicious stares. 3 for 3. And tell K-Bar, nah,
Did anyone want
we
my
should just head on down the road. So if you don't stop and do side quests or anything, Ethring is a really short stop. But at some point in time, I am definitely going to come back through this area and do deeds throughout King's Gondor, because again, this character's virtues are an absolute travesty. But I will pick up some Virtue XP just because the quests out here in general give you Virtue XP in little drips and drops from completing them. So that helps out. Okay, so up here is Callum-Bell. That is our next destination, and this is going to be another really quick stop in, talk to a couple people, and move on. This is one where it is good to get the Stable Master, though, so rather than going right to the quest objective, I'm going to dip into town real quick and grab the stable, because this is a useful place to be able to get back to for some of the other quests that are going to take us around this area. You can safely ignore stuff like the hunting camps and what have you, but Callum-Bell, useful one to grab. Okay, here we go. Check in with the merchant who is very excited to see us.
The king and queen who come to Cannonbell.
And we'll head into his shop, where he has decided that he is the personal merchant to King Elisar and Queen Arwen, regardless of their input on the subject. But, you know, merchants, a little overexcited.
If there was ever any doubt that I sell only the finest of goods, let that doubt now be dispelled. When I awoke this morning, I did not think I should be made the king's own merchant by the afternoon.
You are not the king's own merchant, as Queen Arwen here is quick to point out.
Either my husband or myself.
How are your travels? Were you able to help them?
But he's generally considered harmless, so we get told, all right, go ahead and move on to Dol Amroth. So I'm going to keep up with the tradition of replacing my level 140 gear with the quest gear. Still don't really have any essences that have dropped yet where I can start using the crafted gear, but the quest gear is good enough for now. It's kind of exactly what it's made to do, is be those fill-in pieces. And I wonder, I might even have... Travel skill, return to Dol Amroth. So, rather than riding there, I can cheat. And this particular speed part is all about cheating. Grab the Stable Master, because DA is a good Stable Master to have. You will need to be able to come back here from multiple locations. So, check in with Rosarian the Swan Knight, and he's going to take us in to see the prince.
Good to see cheer restored to the Palace of the Swan. When last I was here, the mood was grim.
And then we have our cutscene here, and this is going to go on for a little bit.
Loyal companions.
I bid you welcome to Dol Amroth and the Palace of the Swan.
This is one where it's a really cool bit of story. I really, I think they do a good job. There's a really cool reveal here, but I would like it if we had the option to say, I've seen this before, can I just read the shortened account? Can you just let me read the summary and move on? Like they do in some other long quest pieces throughout Lotro at this point.
I cherish her visits, but this one was just ending.
But we will watch them talk, because
I pray you will
we have
stay
to.
a little longer, leader of the Arboreal. I had hoped to speak with you as well.
My folk expect my return. I should not keep them waiting.
The Queen asks you to stay. Surely you can heed her wish?
If you would come here, please.
Okay, now we step in, do a couple of things, and then go back to watching things unfold in front of us.
I do not understand what this means, my great.
This is a bowl of water.
This
How could
is
you
water
possibly misinterpret
from the
it?
River Gilrine, which flows out of the White Mountains. You know this water, Dorthanet, for you drowsed long beside it and came to sorrow.
What does she mean?
And again, for any Tolkien lore nerds, this is a,
unbecoming
you
of
know, really cool little reveal here. All the story leading up to this is very neat, and I loved this reveal
But there are
the first couple
thoughts
times I
to be
watched it.
mended here.
At this point in time,
Just one.
it's starting to wear thin.
Will you not do your part, Nimrodel?
I want the skip cutscene button.
I have not answered to that name in many years.
Maybe so, but there is one here who remembers it.
Okay, now we're going to, again, click on a thing to move the story forward.
You to forgive me,
Not that we can directly interact with it or change anything,
but the queen
but they wanted to make sure we're still at the
wanted
keyboard.
you of my sorrow. I think that is
Which is
not
also
good.
kind of a bummer, and that we can't do the thing where if we have watched this same scene unfold a half dozen times or more at this point, we can't simply step away from the keyboard and take 5 and come back when this is finished.
There is much sadness in the world, maiden of the Gilrine.
Maybe one day.
But there is beauty, too. I do
Meantime, I
forgive
will
you,
see about some
Loremaster,
inventory management.
for your part in what befell. But know that a
So
blade,
one thing I need to remember to do is
share.
pull my task item carry all out of shared storage. And there we go. That's the inevitable secret to getting something to move along and finish up, is start doing something else. Okay, there's all my junk sold. And check back in with the
Truly
prince.
days of wonder. Just a few days ago, the City Watch apprehended a man lurking outside the city.
And he's gonna go tell us we can catch up with J-Jax outside because his men are watching him. His men, of course, are hyper competent and very good at their jobs. And I am not at all sarcastic. Okay, the first person I need to check in with about J-Jax is going to send me to the market to check in with the other person he has watching J-Jax. And of course, oops,
I don't know how he gave me the slip.
he was right here. Well, okay, let's go check in over this way.
I am at a loss.
No dice, but J-Jax is signaling us from down the alley here. Because he's basically just laughing at having given these guys the slip. Alright, come on out. There you are. Alright, now we get the little J-Jax story interlude.
My brother Dax and I returned at last to Umbar Barhalbel, the city of sails.
And if you're doing the story in proper order and being all linear, this is your first real glimpse of Umbar Barhalbel, the main city, which we have already been in multiple times. Because why play things in order? And I'm going to dismiss the links because it's just kind of silly for Daxamat to have a lynx following him around through the city. Like, he is many things, but a Loremaster he is not. Alright, so our job here is going to be to wait patiently for J-Jax to return and not cause any trouble. And we know how well that goes. Somebody, of course, sees Daxamat and recognizes him, inevitably. We have our bit of catch-up. Daxamat learns about some of the stuff that's been going on. We hear more about the kindred of the coins, and we see a familiar-looking dwarf, because we saw his drawing earlier. Saw the kind of equivalent of a witness sketch when we were in Farouk Sahar. Who's your friend here? Nobody. Don't mind us, just passing through. Matter of fact, really don't mind us. We're on a quest looking into something in the past, so literally I couldn't change anything if I want to. Matter of fact, I literally, if I wanted to, couldn't tell you that Tumuldo there is dead. So we are actually talking to a dead person. All right, and Itur tells us, all right, take advantage of the distraction and get the heck out of here. And J-Jax has the same idea. Just get while the getting's good. So that's the story of J-Jax and Daxamat headed back to Umbar. But then at that point, a little bit later, J-Jax kind of got split from Dax. And is damn well going to go find him on his own. But he'd love an audience with the prince. And of course, J-Jax is exactly the kind of person you bring to an audience with the Prince of Dol Amroth. Because, you know, he's so couth and well-behaved. So Let's see. I don't think I have any more LI reforges. Nope. I think my last one was it for a while.
I said to keep an eye on him, not to bring him to my court.
Neither one of the quest rewards do me any good because they're both bows, and I'm a Loremaster.
If you command me to speak, my prince, I will. But the pain is fresh.
Alright, so we have a bunch of kind of comedy petty bickering here that we're going to skip through.
Silence! I will allow no fighting.
And some general posturing and
Prince Imrahil.
swaggering.
I cannot heed the warning they contain.
Watch that one carefully.
And now we go ahead and move
I
on.
cannot convince the king not to travel to Anfalas while it remains threatened.
I understand Prince Imrahil's concerns. Let this
So we have the option of either checking in at 3 towns or just killing enemies on our way to our next town. And even though I'm going to go through all the towns pretty much, like, let's be honest, there's a right way and a wrong way to complete this quest. If your option is kill a bunch of stuff, that should probably be the one you take. So I'm going to hit the stable master here. And I should be able to go to Calimbel from here, which is where we're going to start out.
You are most welcome, my friend.
And that way we can basically just ride up the road north from Calimbel and get our kills in that way. And again, with the long distances out here between spaces, pull out the fast horse. And coming up in, I believe it is the next town we're going to go through, will be the one side quest I stop and do, because it is the side quest you always stop and do when you're coming through here. There is basically no ifs, ands, or buts about whether or not you do one particular quest in Lothgabel, which is you talk to Old Grayther and you hand out treats to the good cats.
The place was lousy with rodents who've grown fat or flushed.
If there's a quest that lets you pet cats or hand out treats to cats, you hand the treats out. There we go. Very, very important quest has been taken care
how
of.
I wish those
Now
cats
we can
might
move
be.
on.
Their fur looks so soft.
Hey, Lay. I mean, I seriously don't see how anybody can stop through this part of the story and not do the quest where you hand treats to cats. I mean, come on.
To see the days of peace come again.
Am I on the right road? Yes, I'm on the right road. There's things out there that I prefer to just try not to see if I can help it. Yeah, that's the kind of thing where honestly, I try and go out of my way not to see those things because they just make me angry. And I get enough of that as it is. I mean, it's a game. We talk about all sorts of stuff here, man. We were last night we were talking about okay, technically games, but entirely different games for like half an hour on the channel. So no, I totally get it, and it's just even worse because one of these days I'm gonna get a cat again. It's been years since I've been in one place long enough, and a place where I'd want to have a cat. I love cats, grew up with cats. Whoa, there was a nice little lag spike. So stuff like that is even worse because I've always been a cat person.
My Lord Dwayne here's edict, none are to enter the Blackwood Vale without permission.
Yes, so in that case, we'll just we'll change the cat talk to which is the better Loremaster cat, the lynx or the saber-tooth? These are the important questions. Oh, so you're a saber-tooth fan. Nice. I like the saber-tooth for AoE pulls, but the lynx is just so good at single target, like the little nasty buzzsaw cat. So I end up using the lynx more often. Let's see. I need to go. Oh, okay. I haven't missed my turn. I'm still early. Yeah, I find that a lot of the time I'm just doing single target more often. So the lynx is just such a little basically rogue, like just bam, 1 and 2 shot. But anytime you got a pack of mobs, I mean the saber-tooth is back to being basically a mini champ, which is awesome. One thing, and I've gone without playing pet heavy Loremaster for a long time because it used to be by the time you got to around Helm's Deep or a little after that, like into the 80s and 90s, pets were basically useless. But I came back and tested after the Stat Squish patch, and Loremaster pets are good again. Standing Stone fixed the math. Up until I respec'd this character just a few days ago, they were a red line lightning build Loremaster. And those are really good, but then you get to the point where all your stuff is on cooldown, and oops. Yeah, I'm very happy that, especially since late last year, because like I tested, oh, that's right. This isn't a mob zone anymore. This has been reclaimed. I always forget what's changed in King's Gondor versus this area previously. I was expecting to go in there and find orcs. But yeah, like I tested even like last summer or so, and the Loremaster pets were still basically a mild nuisance of a dot that died in a couple hits. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. I'm just gonna go up here and kill some of these dead. Oh yeah, lightning Loremasters are a lot of fun. It's just that you've got stuff like, you know, your lightning strike being on cooldown, and particular lightning storm, your really big heavy hitters. You got those dead spots is what I was finding. Still absolutely a build that lays waste to things. And I did have a lot of fun with that. That's what this character was spec'd from about the 120s to just the other day. And in fact, I had to replace all of my traceries on my LI. That's right. I remember you were saying when I was watching you one day that you played STO as well. I played that for a little while. I never could get the feel for ship combat in that game. I love the idea. It just didn't click for me, which is a shame because it's such a neat game. EVE Online, also known as Spreadsheets Online. I used to work with a guy who was really big into EVE, and then I asked him how many accounts he currently ran and how much of his screen was game versus tracking spreadsheets, and he told me to shut up and stop asking questions like that. Which, of course, meant that, you know, he was playing multiple accounts and not actually playing the game. He was playing his Excel. And then, of course, EVE Online actually went and put an interface in with Microsoft Excel so that you could work with your spreadsheets directly from the game. Which I loved. I thought that was hilarious. You have voice command in STO. Okay, that is next level. Like, and it's very Star Trek. Like, you gotta give them that. That's thematic. I did not know that was there, but that's really cool. Okay, so I think both of... Oh no, one of my quests is in Morlad and one of them is at this. Oh, okay, I gotcha. So they were thinking it was it because you were talking to the game. Got it. That makes more sense. Although now I'm thinking how cool it would be if they did actually have voice commands. Did Star Trek Bridge Command, the kind of short-lived-ish VR game, did that have voice commands? I remember that was really big on Twitch a few years back for like a month or two. And then I think it just died out. Okay, here is our adventuring party. We're going to check in with them, and
The Hill of Erech.
none of them want to go get closer to the big creepy stone on the hill.
Climb this hill again.
Which just proves that they have a far greater sense of self-preservation than I have.
Fills me with fright.
I am not afraid, you understand. But There is little reason for us
So
to
here
lie,
you've
my
got two options, which is if it's nighttime, you can get the dead down by the hill here, or if it's daytime, you can run right up where I was and just get your more kills there. So really limited and simple then. Maybe one day. Yeah, you'd have to have an AI or an interface that was good enough to parse out things like spacing and cadence of commands, as well as it would have to understand dialects and accents as well, because that's always an issue with anybody who doesn't speak like really flattened American English. A lot of people just don't think about programming interfaces for that or inputs for that. Okay, so go get some more kills up with the dead by Past the Dead. And get him, kitty, get him. Oh, seriously, you walked just out of range. Almost made me waste my instant cast lightning. Yeah, there is some wild stuff that can be done with the voice print stuff. The question really is, for something like a video game, what would really ultimately make it down to the consumer level? And how scary would it be? Oh, that's already all the kills I needed. So I think now both my quests lead me back to Morlad. And why am I on the elk? I know I want the idiot pony. There we go. So I'm basically just breezing as quickly as I can through the main storyline quests out here, not stopping to do side quests, just because on this Loremaster, this is at least my 7th or 8th character through this quest line. So I'm kind of trying to quick time it through the King's Gondor so I can catch back up to the storyline in Shield Isles and Umbar. Yeah, so much to keep up to date. And of course, with crafting, you have the whole thing where Standing Stone still tied the Umbar Guild and the crafting there into having to go through, or have gone through, the previous guild crafting system up through Westham Net Master, or at least into Westham Net Master, which they abandoned many systems and patches ago, the guild crafting thing. So going back and backfilling, if you had left that behind, is kind of annoying. And they didn't put a catch-up mechanic in like they did with the Minas Ithil, which is the really annoying thing, because when they figured out that they could not disentangle previous crafting guild progress to the Umbar crafting guild progress, they should have just copied the Minas Ithil catch-up mechanic and put that in so that you didn't have to backfill your crafting.
A pall lies upon the black root.
All right, now we check in with all the angry townsfolk who we made angry on our trips here before.
I've got nothing to say to you. Move along.
Oh, that hurts. Oh, virtues are so huge at this point. And again, this is where I was talking about it yesterday also. So this character here, this is the Loremaster that I made many years back. This is probably my oldest character on this server that I made when I first came to Landreval. And so most of the leveling I did on this character was in the previous virtue system to our current system, where you could not choose where your virtue XP was going. The various deeds you completed gave you specific virtue ranks. So basically I played through that and then left this Loremaster largely parked for a long time. So their virtues are atrocious, as you can see here. They're just all over the place. That's one of the things that I've been slowly chipping away at, is getting them back to halfway decent. Yeah, the old virtue system really heavily pushed you into, if you needed ranks in zeal and there were only, 10 deeds that you had available to you that you could do at the time that got you zeal, and 6 of them were in, a Lone Lands quest pack or something, well, shoot. Yeah, I definitely do appreciate the fact that you have more control over it now.
I will not stand for this.
All right. Take care of the angry citizen and then go down the hill to where we hear somebody shouting. Yeah, I do still have to explain the deeds and virtue system to people a lot and emphasize over and over again how important it is, but it is still so much more controllable than it used to be. So this fight here is the perfect one for the Sabertooth. Which is why I'm going to pull him out here, because I'm going to have a few of these guys. Go get him, kitty. Ha ha ha. Little mini champ. That swipe is just vicious. Okay, check in with Legolas and Gimli, who have noticed that the people here are not thrilled to see us and are doing things like shooting at them. Now we go back and check in and say, yeah, okay, we're going to leave before we do any more damage to your town. Sorry. Yes, pre-marks and medallions was just insanity. I know a lot of people argue for wanting that kind of stratification. I am happy with as many streamlined systems as they put into Lotro for things like that at this point, because it's a game that's coming up on 17 years old. It has enough systems in play. It does not need more separated and convoluted systems. I sometimes think it would be nice if just seriously, that's exactly where those people should go back and play, and they're welcome to it. But yeah, I agree 100%. I get that there's some people who want the return to those days. They are welcome to go play on that server. I never want Lotro to go back to stuff like that because I was there and I remember the bad old days. Oh, the old trait system was such a wreck, too. Yeah, it's like every class had the like the mandatory, you take this, this, and this, and they're your only choices, and that's all you can really do. Like, there were things I liked. I liked being able to spec my mini to wear medium armor if I wanted to do that. It was kind of neat. But at this point in time, you know, minis don't really need medium armor to be survivable. So it's a trade-off, right? Right, I'm going to go ahead and just decline these because I am riding straight through here, and I am not stopping until we catch up with Aragorn. Yeah, captains especially. The captains had like one particular build where you picked like, it was like a 2, 3, and 2 or something like that, and that was the viable captain spec. It was insane. So I am very happy to not go back to that system. I get that there are people who liked it and have that nostalgia factor, and that's great. They can go play on the stolen server that's using the old Codemasters code. And part of me hopes that Standing Stone Games doesn't end up shutting that down, just so that those people stay off the live servers. I never did play a Loremaster back then, so I didn't get to do that. That's actually a really good point, is that it would be cool if they did bring back class specific, like, hey, go get something cool for yourself quests. Because those are fond memories that a lot of people have from a lot of older games.
Thank you for going on my behalf.
I just hope that they don't do them in a way that ends up, like, if they do put those back in, it will be really neat as a kind of like, hey, here's a journey. I just hope that they don't do it in a way that is mandatory to use the class functionally. If that makes sense. Because that's the risk there. If the reward is really cool and worth it, is it becomes something that you just have to do if you're going to be effective at a class. And with Lotro's current design, that would be a weird and jarring thing. But it would be neat if they put them in for stuff that gets you cool flavor or titles, or, you know, just something neat that was class specific. Now I'm thinking, what would be a cool champion, like big long epic quest chain? Because normally I main a champion. The Loremaster here is really kind of a fun nostalgia experiment. Yeah, I forget how big this zone is until I'm riding through it. Technically, I should be stopping and harvesting, but I will harvest when I get back on my hunter. Oh, was it, that would be kind of a bummer. Or did it unlock the ability to use swords, and then you could get a variety of swords, or was it just kind of like, hey, here's your epic sword. This is my turn, this is my turn. Okay, we are going to dip down here. Yeah, that's always a catch when a quest leads into something like that, and it's one reason why I'm really glad that they changed the design of the legendary item system, because while I loved kind of what they tried to do with their original legendary items, the fact that it was a system designed to have you basically level and churn a bunch of various items made the items themselves not feel legendary. Even though I know a lot of people like that system. Okay, Lynx and Corsairs, which means I can head this way. Pick up some Lynx on my way and Corsairs on the beach. There we go, first Lynx. Oh, it was one of your, like the stuff that's the level 39 books right now. Where are you going, Kitty? Did you just completely disappear? Okay, you are very confused. I'm going to unsummon the cat, who apparently couldn't figure out how to work a rock, and summon the big fluff ball instead. Yeah, I know that they've done several different things over the years with how those books and the Gathering pages worked. And at this point, I do not remember all of them. I will freely admit that even though I have poured way too many hours into Lotro over the years, and, you know, I was a tester and a launch player, I also have taken a great many long breaks from the game and played other things. So my memory is like old man fuzzy about a lot of it. I definitely have the recency bias as far as memory goes for some things. Okay, I want one more Lynx before I head down to the beach. Can I find one more? Nope, I see Seahawk, who disappointingly is not bursting into song, so they're not the real Seahawk. And there's my last Lynx. Excellent. Okay, now it is just Corsairs down at the beach. So back to the big cat. One thing that cracks me up with lore masters and swords is that with all of the instances that they do the 20 plus scaling on, so stuff like go to the regular instances and things like the, where is Road to Erebor? So stuff like Seed of the Great Goblin, Bells of Dale, like all of those instances that scale but start at level 20 so you can do them early. All the ones that have normalized loot will drop swords for lore masters as the core piece of loot. Even if you're doing them like 20 levels before a lore master can actually use a sword. Had a new player to the game who was playing with us in a group for a while just get so unbelievably frustrated that we all got loot we could use in those instances. Like, hey, I got a cool teal shoulders, I got a bow, I got a this. And he was just like, yep, I got another sword. Does anybody want a sword that I can't use? Standing Stone Games did a good job of normalizing loot in a lot of ways, but then completely forgot to look at the level you get some of it at. Oh, the great halberd debates. Like I've played a cap. Why do you path over the rock, cat? Okay, seriously, I think the Sabertooth pathing is just like, go home, cat, you're drunk. There have been so many interesting halberd things over the years with, you know, level you can get them at and start using them. When they removed the inherent threat from halberds and put that into Yellow Line Captain after a few other changes, there are still, to this day, will be people in world chat answering people about weapon differences from captains, telling new captain players who are asking questions that halberds inherently have a 5% threat modifier to them. I don't think back in the day, because I primarily always played solo, I don't think I ever got first ages. I pretty much just chewed through my third ages and occasionally second ages. What are you... Cat, will you please take care of all of your toys, not just some of them? Okay. You're going away and the lynx is coming back out. Oh, that's right, because you rolled the stats every time you crafted them. And oh, I forgot about that. I forgot that every time you pulled a legendary, it was just totally random as far as what you got and if it was good or garbage. Oh, I do not miss that. I really don't. I had forgotten that, and now I'm kind of a little bit having nightmares. Because I remember getting some like, all right, cool, I got the mats, I got, you know, a crafter, got the, I got the seals so I can make a second age sword. It's going to be great. And this has a Vade rating and what on it? Oh, man. That's going to get leveled and melted. Okay, so check in, tell him that we've made things safer for the king's visit. Once again, our choice of 3 quest rewards that we can't use.
This is not the first time Orgelos has slipped his...
And now we're going to go look for our young runaway kid. Yeah, when people say they miss the old legendary system, I just ask them, how much time did you spend simply leveling and melting legendaries in a cycle? Okay, and we still have no sign of Orgulus. Where could the kid have gone? And I'm gonna get, okay.
You found no sign of the boy.
Checking with Elisar, who's got a pretty good idea where Orgulus went, because there's a big climbing tower off in the distance. And what do kids like to do? Kids like to climb. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to basically get through into the point where it starts sending me into Thingest and make my way there, and then switch over and do some questing in Umbar just to basically get into some combat against some orange mobs again. Oh, I definitely did not have anybody at endgame content in the old system for sure. So, you know, I would be included in that. I basically did not do any kind of regular grouping in Lotro other than a brief period in time. I want to say Rise of Isengard era. Up until the last year or so. So, thankfully, I don't have a lot of that. Like, oh, I truly remember some of the bad times. Because all through those times, I was just doing, you know, questing and story and what have you. But even then, I got some absolutely atrociously bad rolls on some of my legendaries.
Aye, this is just the sort of place I expected. What do you make of these tracks?
And of course, even though I know where this is taking me, I have to stop and examine the tracks before I can go to the place I know the quest ends. I can't just go find the kid. You're gonna make me do things in order, Lotro. I see what you're doing. And here's our young runaway kid.
What do you want? I'm not ready to return to Lon Kirian, and you cannot make me.
Yes, we can.
Who is that man? Is he?
We can make you by virtue of we have the king on our side. Hey, Neeg, I hope I'm saying that right. Thanks for the follow. It's all the way on the other screen over there, so I can't tell if that was a G or a Q without moving the stuff a little closer. All right, so next we're going to go all the way over to our next town, which is the furthest town west in the zone. Yeah, I've been trying to catch up and get more classes, at the very least, into the point where I am or can do endgame or decent group content. Oh, Nick, that makes so much more sense. I should have known that if I had given it a little bit more thought. But yeah, Lay, that's why I'm working on getting classes there and actually gearing them. This will be my 6th, I think, 150 if I finish this before I finish the Minstrel. But I also have absolutely way too much time on my hands to play video games. Yeah, it's one of those things where as soon as you say it, there's the forehead slap, duh moment, but I get that. I have frequently used a disemboweled and silly spelling of my first name in a lot of places that people look at and don't figure out until I phonetically say it, and they have the same exact reaction of, oh, duh.
Master Orgelos is very excited.
Okay, so
You and the king should first present your
this is going to have us go check in the main hall of Lon Kyrian. So I'm going to grab the stable master here real quick and check in at the main hall. Now we play the game of, am I going to fall through the floor when I walk through the door here? I give it about 50-50 odds. And okay, only one fall and then I stabilize. There is something about this purple carpet texture with the waves in it that causes it to load in after you zone into areas that have it put down, so you end up falling through the floor in the Milan. It cracks me up how consistent it is.
You and your traveling party are welcome to Lon Kyrian, King Elisar.
Something about, it's one of the textures they used in the new zones, but, maybe they built things with old tool sets. Yeah, who knows? All right, so rather than continuing this exploration quest, I'm going to check on, okay, so where are my travel skills? I know I have a milestone in... What do I have that's good? Yeah, we'll use the Guild Hall milestone. I mean, I would say that Angmar is the worst for several things, but Mordor exists, so I can't truly say it's the worst. I've actually warmed to Angmar over the years, but yeah. I don't think I've had falling through texture issues there, if that's what you were going for, but I might have just gotten lucky. Okay. I always initially get lost navigating this city and figuring out my orientation in here. Okay, I want this bridge is my landmark. There we go. Nope, and I'm already turned around. Awesome. Oh yeah, I am. This was not the bridge I was looking for. This is the Sneaks Bridge. All right, kitty, please go eat that guy. Good kitty. Now, I will get back into the part of town I want to be in and actually leave through the correct gate, in theory. I am just low level enough that these guys really want to follow me. This is the bridge I thought I had just found, which is the actual bridge to where I want to go. Oh, yeah, you're going to have all of the different the variances in phonetics and pronunciation. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, you're talking about the distant imposter pop in and back. Yes, Angmar is terrible for that. You'll be going through distant imposter textures for like 10 minutes before it switches over. You are 100% right. Okay, now that I'm out of the city, gain some speed real quick. And I'm going to go check in on the hunter's camp, pick up any dailies that have reset there. And now that I've got my LIs built out, I'm going to see how much quicker that makes the kitty into buzzsawing the mobs out here. In particular, I want to see the cat against the lions and the signature and elite crocs. Because that's the fun stuff. And I don't think this is going to get me to 148 unless I get an absolute insane amount of killing done, but what the heck just... Oh, stealth lion, that's what it is. I was trying to figure out what had me in combat, but you did. Bad kitty. So yeah, no new quests, but let's just see how the kitty does against signatures. Not too shabby. Although it did get that bleed on it, and that bleed hurts. And cat can still one-shot water buffaloes, so that's good to know. One of the nice things about the Hunter's Camp quests out here is it takes about an hour and a half of running around talking to everybody in the camp and cycling through them until you've got all the quests unlocked. That's an exaggeration. But once you do, you basically have like a dozen or more quests that are all just kill anything that moves in this area. So you can just keep walking, and if it moves, kill it. It's probably for a quest. So here is the elite crocodile. Let's see how the cat does against it. And yes, I'm helping the cat out just a little bit. These croc models are so cool. It is nice to see them have some new enemy models out in Umbar. Alright. Kitty, I am disappointed that you did not one-shot the buffalo there. I know you weren't attacking out of stealth, but we've had this conversation. I expect better from you. Basically out here you can more or less just follow tab target and find thing, attack thing. Thing is a quest mob. And anytime you have a wide open space like this with no enemies on the radar, it's almost guaranteed that there is a stealth lion someplace around here. And what did I say? Stealth lion. But that bleed hurts. That took like a quarter of my health. Oh, hi, Stealth Lion. Holy cow. Let's get a heal going. And I also really need to remember, I rearranged my hotbars on this character just the other day. Did I not cleanse my bleed? Apparently I didn't. I swear, knowledge of cures. Yeah. Remove wound. It must have just failed. Well, drat. But yeah, I just rearranged my hotbars on this character. I found somebody. It says I found somebody. I don't know where they are. Oh, I found the location that it was sending me to. That's what that was. I thought it was popping up the I found a named mob that I'm supposed to be hunting for, and there's no red on my map. I'm not sure I like where I have my my cleanse and my CC break. I might have to move those again. Because for whatever reason, they are just blending into the background for me. So yeah, orange mobs and signatures, definitely not a problem anymore. So Crocs are still giving me hides and meat for that quest. There we are. There's all these crocodiles that hide in these big tall reeds, so the tab target or the nameplate is almost the way you have to find them. And the signatures are still a little bit bitey, but not bad. And I think I have the crab quest back. Yep. Although it's almost done. I must not have finished this crab quest last time I was here. I've almost run out of runway in this direction for that quest, but it just moves on into the next quest type. Because everything out here is something to kill for these quests. And my tracker doesn't even have all of them on it. Like, you cannot fit all of the quests from the hunting camp onto your tracker at one time. It just cycles through them as you find mobs. So I'm going to finish up the crocodiles and hopefully the crabs, and then go up the hill just so I get a change of scenery in the biome. And okay, that was a stealth crocodile. That's not nice. Okay, so that's all my crocodile hide and meat. So conveniently, I'm just going to move on to finishing up buffalo haunches and buffalo hides, because everything here needs to be killed. The hunting camp is a little exterminating in their goals. And again, great joys of a pet class is I can send it in to kill a boar while I'm busy gathering, because, you know, I can cheat. I think I still need a few more boars. Oh yeah, I need several more boars. Go get them, kitty. So I'm going to be really interested to see, and I know that they're starting to preview them on Bull Roar, but I don't think I want to go play them because I want to actually just play them live. I'm going to be really interested to see what they do with the instances that we're getting with Umbar, like where they fit geographically and where they fit into the story. I'm going to be really curious to see where they tie them in, because there are some things that I would really like to see them make use of around the city of Umbar specifically that would be neat to place the dungeons in. And I am definitely looking forward to seeing what we actually get when those go live. Oop. Stealth Lion. Don't think I need water buffaloes anymore. Nope. Done with them. So what do I still need? I need more boars. I still need a ton of boars. There we go. But down around this area here, kind of the end of this road, into the cliffs area here, there are some sea caves that would be really neat to see at least one of the dungeons be placed in. And outside of town, right up in, I think kind of this area here between Kutra and oh yeah, it's right here, because this is the ruined temple. There's that whole area that's like a ruined old temple to Sauron, along with kind of a little mini town of ruins around it. I would love to see that also be the setting for at least one of the 3-mans or 6-mans that we get. Because it's begging to be used for something. They've got all this stuff around the city that right now is kind of just underused or not used. And I'm really curious to see what they actually do with them as time goes on. Like, are they future story expansions for just quests, or are they areas that we get built out into dungeon content? One more boar after this guy. Let's see. We'll go ahead and take the lion because lions count towards the Beast Slayer deed in the zone, and there is a separate Lion Slayer deed as well. So always get your twofers. If you can get double credit for anything you do, do the thing. And that should be the last boar. What is up, Drac? Welcome on in. I am just doing your favorite, and hey, Zealot too. Man, got the crew here. I am doing everybody's favorite exterminate everything you see type of quest, where it's just, if it moves, it's probably something in the area that you need to kill quests. I'm out in the new zone here. This is Umbar. And we can't really see much of the city proper from here. I think I got all my boars. I got all my boars. But there's a hunting camp outside Umbar where there's a bunch of people who are just like, hey, go kill everything you can around here and get me meat, get me hides, get me anything. I want a bunch of it. So this is the new city, and unfortunately I'm in the wrong side of the city to get the view that I want, so I'm running in real quick. Because there is specifically a vista that is absolutely like, I want to see them have sites like this in Pantheon when we can look into Throne Fast specifically from the hills above. Okay, if I go to the other gate, if I go to West Gate.
Good day to you, traveler.
On Fast Horse. This city is so big, it has 3 stable masters in it to help you get around quickly. Like, it is massive. Something's already aggroed on me. I'm just going to outrun it because I don't want to stop and fight. I just want to go up the road. There's actually 2 things I wanted to do on this side of stuff. So up the road this way out the west of town is, for one thing, this is the kind of vista that I want to be able to one day see when we're looking down into Throne Fast from the hills around it and just like seeing down into the city. I want this. I want this view. But this area out here where there's the like old ruined temple of Sauron with the undead kind of hanging around, and then all of these like ancient ruins out here, I want them to make this a setting for one of the upcoming instances, because they have to use this for something. Right now it just ties into like one quest as you come through the area that's done in passing. I want to see this whole area made more use of as they keep going, but dude, love you. Don't think I need to... Oh, I do have a quest to kill bog lurkers. Well, I'm sorry, buddy, but the quest told me to kill you, so the kitty gets to go play. Get him. Do I have a quest for birds? Yes, I do. Don't tell Sparrow or Crow that I was just killing birds unprovoked. Out here, I pretty much just let my cat do the killing. I let it go play. Alright, come on, kitty, catch up, please. Go, attack. Okay, I don't have anything for the rams, but they can occasionally drop meat that I want for cooking. And he's right in the way of this rockworm, so sorry, you get to die as well. And nothing for you. think I have several things that are going to take me out to the coast, so I'm going to go over there and do some quick gathering. And then go back to the hunter's camp and tell them, look, I've depopulated the entire area around the city of wildlife. I feel kind of bad, but give me the XP, please. Okay, over this rise should start coming back down towards the cliffs by the beach, but there are more bog lurkers, so I need 32 bog lurker legs. I need to do a lot of killing. Thankfully, I do collect several legs per kill because bog lurkers have a lot of legs. So there's at least that. And you get set on fire. Okay, that was the last of the worms I need, so I'm out of those guys. Should be finding nests before too long that I need to pillage for eggs because, again, we're the hero, so, you know, we're going to cleanse the wildlife around town. And yep, don't need anything with the worms, but I am close to finishing up that Slayer deed, so sorry buddy, you're dying today. Okay, and I need to collect tar sand that these guys are clustered around, so sorry worms, you're dying. And love that cheese, send the pet off into combat while I'm getting the quest objective. Not at all cheesy or cheap. It's just good sound strategy. And I have veered too far off course. I need to course correct and head back this way. So I should find nests on the cliffs above the beach in this direction. And I'm finding a lot of worms, no nests yet. But still need a few more bog lurkers. Got almost all of them though. That was the last seed. I just need a few more legs. And this one gives me 29 of 32, so one more bog lurker probably should be my last kill there. And conveniently, there's one right here. Oh, that one only dropped one leg. I smashed him up that badly. Okay. At least one more bog lurker killed then. I must have just been on a really lucky streak getting 3 legs from the last few bog lurkers. These last 2 are only going to drop 1 leg apiece. Nope, 32 of 32, so I am done with bog lurkers. Okay, here's the start of the nests. So I need several of these nests to plunder. Because again, we're the hero. So we are plundering wildlife nests of their valuables. It's totally fine. I think there's some more on the cliffs closer to town as well. These nests are kind of all over the place when you get into this area. Yeah, there we go. Oh, and I need a bunch of these guys' feathers, so... Sorry, birds. Sorry, not sorry. Let's see, 4 of 14. Yeah, I need to plunder a lot of nests to get all the stuff I need. Are you a nest? Well, you are, but I must have already gotten that one. Or you're a nest that's already empty. So back towards the beach, because I think all of the ones that actually are full are the ones that are towards the beach. Okay, don't need any of those guys. I think everything around here is basically just nests left in this general area. So I've really just got to keep an eye out for where my last few are, because they're all up on these cliffside areas. Down on the beach we have bog lurkers. Oh, there's crabs. I need some more of those crabs, so I will have to go down to the beach real quick. But it's just the little crabs down there, which means they should be quick kills. And my last few nests should be further up here. Can I make it up? Yes. All right, here is one. There is two. There is 2. Okay, so that is 14 of 14 of all of the nest pieces. So down to the beach, get crabs, call it a holiday. All right, Katie, go get seafood. It still cracks me up after being so bad for so long how good the Loremaster cats are again. And this should be my last crab. Assuming I get a claw from it. Alright, perfect. So now I have about 1,000,000 D12 quests to turn in at the Hunter's Camp. But am I still missing anything that just hasn't been able to be tracked? Let's take a look. Because there's all the other stuff around here that I just have not even gone to their areas yet. So untrack all the completed ones. And okay, all the stuff that is over in the mountains above the other side of town is going to be next. So we've done both beaches so far, this beach and the one with the reeds and the crocodiles and the lions. Now it is up into the hills where I've got dust storms and sandworms and all sorts of fun stuff. Assuming I don't just fly myself off a cliff on the way there. Okay, all around here, I should start to get my next set of things that need slaughtering. Including the lion. Get the 2-for-1. So I should start getting to the point where I have lizards and sandworms coming up. There we go. And send the kitty in to play with lizards. I mean, that's normal, right? Cats hunt lizards. Leave them on your porch. Okay, I don't think the sandstorms... Oh, nope, the sandstorms also drop sacks of spice, so... We killed the little dust devils. Although they're really annoying because they drop these ground AoEs kind of just all over the place when you aggro them. And of course, the sandworms being worms, just as Poteen is fond of grousing about, they love doing the silk attack and webbing you to the ground. Ask him about the worms in Moria. He loves those things. He will tell you at length how much he loves Moria's sandworms and or not sandworms, but worms and dragonets. This is basically another one of our go through and just absolutely exterminate anything you see that moves here. It's going to be either part of a Slayer deed or a quest. Okay, Sandstorm hopefully is going to drop some spice. There we go. So that's 8 of 12 of those already. Even though he put a fun dot on me for 5k fire damage a tick. That's always nice. That was incredibly rude. All right, almost got all the spice. Two more will get us there. Still need a lot of lizards, though. They seem to be a little thin on the ground here. So that's all the spice, lizard frills, and dung heaps. And at this point, I can safely ignore the sandworms and the sandstorms because there's not a slayer deed for them. So I don't have to... Oh, apparently the cat wanted to go get a buffalo. It was hungry. Apparently I haven't been feeding it. But I can safely ignore the lizard or the sandworms and the sandstorms because there's not a slayer deed that they give credit for. So there's kind of no point killing them anymore, just for the quest. Didn't even need to cast on that guy. The cat just absolutely ate him. Here we go, more lizards. I wonder if there's a better concentration of lizards someplace. So that's the frill of them all. Nope, they're just kind of in this general area. But I've got half of them already, so it's not too bad. And now is when we're starting to get into the heaps of dung, because it wouldn't be an MMO without at least one poop quest, and Lotro has at least two, because it's got the classic Moria poop quest, and then they're going to go ahead and repeat it out here. We're collecting dung. At this point in time, it is just a staple of the genre, is you got to have a poop quest. Okay, that was 10 lizards, and there's one I see on the other side of this rock. Will be 11. Almost done. Let's see. Ah, there we go. You. There's my second to last lizard. And his buddy behind him is number 14. So not bad. I think that just leaves one more quest out here. If I remember If I remember right on the tracker. Oh, no, 2. What is light green? A brood apart. Spider eggs. Oh, yeah, that's right. So now I'm just looking for dung heaps. I think I'm getting close to the spider eggs, so I'm just going to go kill spiders. Because I can always come back here and finish up the poop quest later. So here there should be spider eggs and spider glands. Oh, and apparently spider silk. So I had several more that I need to take care of. While not being ambushed by stealth spiders. Because this area is suspiciously free of yeah, that's what I thought. Any place that's that suspiciously empty of mobs, somebody is stealthed. About ready to pounce. And I'll just light those guys on fire. Like you do. These ruins are bigger than I thought. There's silken eggs and spiders just all scattered around here. I don't know if I've ever actually come up here and done this one yet. Honestly, this is kind of shades of being back in the Lone Lands, doing the spiders there just outside of Ostguruth. The landscape is similar. You're killing spiders and getting spider eggs. Went back to the well for that one a little bit. I think I've almost wandered out of the ruins I need, so head back to where the stuff I actually need is. Don't see any spiders, so doubtless they are lurking. There we go. So that is 13 of 16 spider kills for the glands, which means that one's almost done. And I'm most of the way done with silk. It's eggs I think I'm lacking behind on. That's just 8 so far. And oh, there we go. One of the zone's treasure caches as well. I'm going to stop and nab that real quick, because I don't think I found any of them out here on this character, so I think that actually started the deed for me. Another stealth spider. And that is one more spider kill, and I'll have all the glands I need. So that is almost done. This should be the last spider kill I need. Perfect. 16 of 16 glands, 14 of 16 webs, so that is almost done as well. Then I'm going to be able to go back to the hunter's camp and just turn in a million D12 quests and say, I have purged the landscape of anything that walked, ran, swam, or flied. Give me loot. One more spider silk. Come on, there's got to be one somewhere. Alright, it's hinting that there's one down this way that I haven't gotten yet. Oh, apparently there's all this area down below here on the other side, I'm guessing. Seriously, lions? Seriously? Oh, it was pointing me to more heaps of dung, not spider silk. Okay. Lion gets told that it's a bad kitty. I just want the one last spider silk so that I can go back and turn in all these quests. Ah, I see it over here. Okay, so some minor hide and seek has been done. And now I'm going to go ahead and call that good for these quests for the moment, because I have like half a quest log to turn in. So I'm going to leave the dung collecting quest for another day and head back and turn in. But yeah, the Loremaster cats in particular absolutely hold up to the orange level signature and elite mobs out here. Like, Kitty did a solid job. Okay, so I have a million things to hand over to these guys.
Do you have need of something? Do you have need of something? Might you spare a moment?
Take all the stuff. I killed everything around here. Please reward me for it. And yep, they're going to give me the buffalo killing quest again, because that's a repeatable. Not going to go back and do it again right now, but it's back in the log for next time.
There is much to be done, and fewer hands by which to do it. What new
And that's going to give me the next named beast kill, because I turned in the jaw from the named crocodile I killed.
do you have need of something?
And this will level me up to 148, so almost there. 2 more levels, and this Loremaster will be capped. And that'll be 6. I want to say that'll be 6 150s now when I get the next levels. But that is going to be where I call a break here, because it is that time. And let's see who is on live. Aha. I'm going to go ahead and send people over. It's not Lotro, but it is a where are they? Come on. There we go. These are a group of reprobates and malcontents that I periodically play other MMOs with. They are doing Raid Night and World of Warcraft Season of Discovery. So go yell at them and make fun of them for everything they screw up. Because they will screw up a lot, let's be honest.